Man, well, he has had a fast start to the amateur career. Win in September, another win in October, and we're hoping to see him on November 14th. A fast start again is Jett Swain. Jett, great to talk to you, my man. How you been?
Good man. Just training and fighting like we always do. And I just got a new job, so I can actually emphasize more on training, something that's not always on call. I can build a schedule around and stuff. So life's been pretty good.
What's the day-to-day job?
I just quit. I was a welder for a minute. I was welding for a minute, but it was for like oil field repairs and stuff, and it was just always on call. So then I decided my dad owns a restaurant down here in Vernal called Swain Brothers, and I decided I'm just gonna help him out until I leave to Thailand. So for like the next 6 weeks, I'll just be a chef here, helping prep and stuff.
You mentioned a couple things there that I wanted to ask you about your family restaurant. What kind of food is there at Swain's restaurant? It was a sponsor of another show that you competed on in RCL.
Yep, yes, sir. It's a steakhouse. It's a family ran, family owned. I mean, it's not family completely ran. We have a bunch of employees, but it's a great place. It's family tradition. We all start out as butchers and we keep our prices decently low because we butcher our own steaks and stuff. Just kind of a family tradition that got passed down.
Like mentioned at the top, it has been such a fast start for you. Was that intended? Was that
Yes, sir.
something that you wanted to do? Was get as many reps as you possibly could be as soon as you made that
Yeah,
debut?
yeah, for sure. I saw a clip of Tito Ortiz talking one time saying like, when you're an amateur, you ain't got to worry about no record or something. If you ain't hurt, keep fighting. And that really stuck with me. He's right. Like, I mean, you get a new record as soon as you decide to go pro. So the more I fight, the more I'll learn how to fight. The more I can implement the things I've been training. It just gives me more opportunities to grow. And life is short, so I ain't trying to waste the years while I can be developing and all that, not developing. Like I just gotta keep it going, keep the momentum going. Staying in camp's good for you.
How long do you want to stay an amateur?
I'm not too sure yet, to be honest. I'm young, I'm 21 years young. Like there's a lot of men who've been doing this their whole life, and then I can tell you from wrestling. I've had experience wrestling older men and stuff, and there's certain laws of nature. Yeah, like you can always be an outstanding individual and stuff, but tends to be like 27 to 33-year-old are like the prime peak of males and stuff. So for a minute while I'm younger, for sure, like 21, maybe 22, mm, maybe 23. I'd like to go pro around 23 years old.
Tell me a little bit about your wrestling career. I know it's quite extensive, but I've never been able to talk to you personally about it.
Growing up my whole life, I just played football and stuff. And then as I got into high school, I made friends with a bunch of wrestlers and stuff. I thought they were badasses. And I was like, these are the type of guys I'm trying to be friends with. And then I decided to get into wrestling. Zero experience, no nothing. I didn't know anything. I sucked. The only reason I was good is I had heart. I've always had heart, but so then I had a really good coach. His name's Philip Keddy. He wrestled for the Hawkeyes, like the Iowa Hawkeyes, like best college there is around, and he implemented the same program that they have at the Iowa Hawkeyes. He literally made me the wrestler I am today. Did a bunch of high school wrestling. I never won state. I took second, but the kid I lost to or whatever, he was a really good wrestler as well. His name was like Cash Henderson. He's over at Cornell now. Like he's D1. He's a pretty good kid. He won nationals in high school, and I ended up taking fourth place high school nationals. That was my first time ever going to a national tournament. Ended up taking fourth place, and then I decided to go to college. Did a year at this school called Embry-Riddle, and I liked it. I didn't feel like I had the coaching staff I needed, so I ended up deciding to transfer. Then I went to a school in Wyoming called Northwest Wyoming, and I wrestled for Coach Ziegler down there. And he was a hard ass, but he definitely got me to where I needed to be, and I ended up taking third at nationals at heavyweight. Now I'm just fighting, so that's where we're at now.
You mentioned heavyweight. Have you had a substantial weight cut over the course of the past couple of years?
So no, only this year was I ever wrestling heavyweight, and I was the smallest one there was. I was weighing like about 225. That was like the probably the heaviest I ever weighed is like 230 to 240-ish. I was weighing like 225 come nationals. But then after I left, I mean, dude, food's expensive these days, so it's just a lot easier for me to be smaller. And I like it. I like it better because I like being able to run and just being healthy, being more capable.
Wrestling at heavyweight, that's a relatively lower weight for a heavyweight class. Is that fair to say?
Oh, that's like one of I was the smallest one on the
Yeah.
podium for sure. I took third, and I think the closest guy next to me was probably 250. So I was way smaller than everybody.
How much does that convey, obviously, the skill sets that you have? Did people talk about the fact that you were undersized as a heavyweight, but still reached very high heights?
Yeah, for sure. But just as much as it's a disadvantage as much as it is a advantage in wrestling for sure, because a lot of those guys will just they're not as fast or whatever. And I was just as strong as all of them, but I was a lot faster and I had a lot of heart, so I'd outmuscle them and I'd do whatever it took, you know.
So you go from football, wrestling, now MMA is the new domain for you. Why choose MMA? What
Yeah.
got you interested?
Well, I started wrestling. I loved the grind of it, and come my senior year, whatever, I was always loving wrestling, and I thought fighting was just cool. Like I watched the UFC all the time, and I was like, dude, this is what I want to do. And since I was a senior in high school, it's what I wanted to do. But then I just decided to go to college for a couple of years, you know. And then after I realized that, yeah, I'm not going to use my degree for anything really. So let's just go right to fighting.
Is there any plan to go back to college, or are you happy with what you've got going on, the family restaurant alongside everything that you got going on with MMA?
Uh, I like the way it's going right now. Unless unless I could go someplace really. It would have to be someplace like one of my dream schools. It had to be probably a Division 1 school or a Division 2 school that I really would love to go to. But even then, probably not. I'd rather be able to make money and travel around and train with random people. And you know what I mean? I don't want to be tied down in one place. I want to be able to go train wherever I want. And I love fighting, man. It's way more fun.
You mentioned traveling, and we've talked about it on the broadcast, but going to Thailand after Thanksgiving, the plan
Yes,
behind
sir.
that, what was kind of your reasoning to do so?
Well, everybody knows Muay Thai from Thailand. It's a very well renowned kickboxing martial art per se, I guess. Just like kickboxing, but more brutal. Elbows, knees, all that, you know, and clinch. And I'm excited for it. I think I definitely know how to grapple very well. I've done enough jujitsu. Like, not, you'll never do enough, right? Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm a really good wrestler, and it translates very well to jujitsu. I love going to jiu-jitsu. I do it all the time. But if there's anything I need to work to round my game out more than anything, it's striking. I've never went through a season of striking, nothing like that. So practically in my eyes, I'm going through a wrestling season of kickboxing, Muay Thai.
How long are you planning to be there for?
3 months.
When did it become an idea? Like what happened?
Well, I always knew I wanted to fight, and like no disrespect to the place I grew up in, but like I need some striking training. And places you gotta go, you gotta travel to get the right training, you know. That's just how it is. And I always hear about Thailand and stuff, and I know I want to fight, so I decided in my mind that I'm gonna make this trip happen. It's like I've been saying this for like a year and a half. Like I'm making this trip happen. I planned it, I've been working towards it, I've been saving money, and now we're about to go do it.
How excited are you for that?
Oh, I'm so excited, man. It's gonna not only am I just gonna be able to train, like I'm not gonna have to work for 3 months. I just get to go explore a new country, meet a lot of new people, explore a different culture, go explore the mountains, see the temples, and all that. I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be a great experience that I will always remember and cherish for sure.
I'm reminded of your post-fight interview after your debut win alongside Trevor Richards, who's one of the best guys. Love that guy to death. You talked
Yep.
about it being a long journey and a little bit of a delay to your MMA start. Do you care to talk a little bit about that? What this long journey has been to get to this point?
Yeah, for sure. It was more of anything than the wrestling getting in the way. I mean, wrestling's great based for MMA and stuff. I'm not gonna hate on wrestling. It's taught me everything I know, really, you know. And it's a great sport. I think every man should definitely at least do a year of wrestling in their lifetime. It teaches you way more than just knowing how to defend yourself. It's just a lot of great core values to go get her done. But while I was in college, it was the whole time I was like, man, wrestling can get really monotonous and boring and repetitive after that's all you're doing. And the whole time I was just like, I wish I was fighting. I wish I was fighting. But then I was like, I should probably get a degree. I should keep sticking it out, continue my wrestling. And the whole time, it would just be monotonous, boring over time, you know, a little bit. Like, there's great moments with it, but for the most part, I was just like, I cannot wait to fight. Because with fighting, I get bored of wrestling for a day. I could take a little break, go work on some striking or jiu-jitsu, you know, relax a little bit. If I want to take a break from all of it, I'll go lift, train my muscles a little bit. If I want to take a break from just grappling altogether, I'll go strike. I want to take a break from striking, I'll go grapple. It's just a game that you can work on the things that obviously you need to work on the things that you don't want to work on. I've always known that from wrestling. But sometimes there's times you just need a break from certain things because you get roadblocks, you know?
Was it freeing to throw that first punch against Jared Sellers in September?
Oh yes, I loved it. It was a different feeling. I
That's got
love
to
it,
be.
man. That's
I
like
want
that was I've been in a fight when I was like really, really young, but that was the first fight I've actually been in.
what
Like
were
an
those
actual
nerves
fight.
like?
Oh, it was something else, man. I loved it. It was great. There's nothing I can do to really explain it. Let's say there's I live in a very small town and wrestling's very popular here. And I'm very well renowned around this area for my wrestling and stuff. And people just know me and my family and stuff. And there's a lot of people that love to support me and watch me. And there's a lot of people that don't love to support or watch me. A lot of people that want to watch me lose, you know. So it's a lot of emotions coming all together. So it was my first fight ever, transitioning from wrestling to MMA. I have the grinder's mindset. I'm getting after it really hard every day. And here comes the fight, and I was so nervous. That was probably one of the most nervous feelings I ever had, and I remember being like out back, out stage before my fight, before you go walk up to the cage and stuff. And I was sitting there, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit in my mind. But I've learned from wrestling a lot, just to try to be as calm as you can, because that will make you waste too much energy, and then you'll be burnt out before you even get in the cage. Like everything's mental in my mind. So I was just telling myself, relax, relax. But still, I was a little nervous, butterflies, and then they turned on my walkout song, and as soon as I heard that song, I started stepping out there. I knew I was in the place I needed to be. All those nerves went away, and I felt so calm. And I felt like this is where, like, I'm ready. All these people came to support. Some of them probably came to watch me lose and want to watch me lose. I'm gonna prove all these wrong. Let's get it.
What was it like fighting in front of your hometown when you won? The place erupted.
I love it, man. There's nothing. I really don't know how to explain it. There's no feeling like that. It's surreal. Just to get to know the crowd with like there's that many people there to support me and just to hear everybody erupting and like it was over like other stuff too like wrestling like a lot of people don't get too crazy over wrestling and fights that's true but I mean we come from a wrestling town so when they see me get underneath him and pop my hips and slam him that first time I could just hear everybody start going crazy and like I loved it there's nothing like it and then I definitely wish I would have thrown a little bit more hands but it's just your first fight like my it's all natural, you know, it comes to you and I just reverted back to what I know. And it was awesome. I loved it all. I loved hearing it. I loved seeing all my family. I loved seeing all my friends. I loved seeing everybody that came there to support me. I loved it. There's just nothing I can't explain it. It's a surreal feeling that you can only experience if you're ever put in a situation like that. I don't know how to explain it.
3 weeks later, you take a short notice fight against a guy who is bigger than you. And this time
Yes,
you,
sir.
you're on top, you stand up. What was the reasoning behind that? Did
Yeah.
you just want to show your hands a little bit more?
I was telling all my teammates and stuff, I was like, dude, all I did is wrestle and ground and pound my last fight. Like, I mean, if it's broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, I need to like work on other things, you know? And I was just like, I don't know if I have hands like that unless I actually like do it. So let's try. So I got on top of him. I was like, I told everybody I was gonna like finish this on the feet. I was like, I gotta finish it on the feet. So I was like, all right, let's get it. Stood up after I just gave him a little bit of salt and pepper on top, like one or two, you know, and then just got up and I was like, all right, let's get it.
2 fights in, two pretty substantial weight misses by your opponents. 4.5
Yeah.
pounds for the debut, 4 pounds for the second one. Did that
hmm
play with your psyche at all coming into the fights?
No, I went through a full camp. I was ready to go. Regardless, I knew that I was capable of defeating both the guys, and I was confident in the work I put in, you know. And I mean, for Jared, a little bit. Let me. So I had two different thoughts about it completely with both the guys. So Jared, I knew he was an older guy. I knew the weight cut was going to affect him more because he's an older guy. That's just how it goes. As you get older, usually guys go up in weight classes because your body doesn't recover as quick and stuff. And it's a pretty drastic weight cut. I'm young. I'm used to cutting weight and all this, and he's not like that. So in my mind, I was like, I'll cut the weight. I get 24 hours compared to wrestling. You get 2 hours. So I get 24 hours. I get to eat all I want, get a good night's sleep, drink as much as liquids. I go into the fight the next day weighing 205 after weighing 185. And I feel great. I feel in really good shape, put in all the work. I knew I did everything right, so I was confident in everything I did.
Oh,
And with Lakai, I was. It didn't really bother me at all either way. When I was watching film on him, I was like, "Okay, this guy's got some power. He's a bigger dude for sure." So when he missed weight, I was just like, whatever, because it didn't affect my game plan with it at all. My game plan was that I knew I was going to be faster. If I had to take him down, I could. And besides that, I was gonna stand and bang with him. But if he came in rushing or whatever, I was just gonna clinch, take him down if I have to, just to let him know you can't come in on me like that, you
yeah.
know. So it didn't really affect me Lakai at all. I knew what was going on. I knew Jared was gonna miss weight too. I was just glad he even tried to make weight because I was gonna fight him regardless. How's that?
Are you looking forward to some tougher competition? So far, it's been
Yes.
a
Yeah.
second round submission and a first round TKO.
Yes, sir. For sure. I've been talking to Richard, the guy who's like my promoter. He's getting me all the fights and stuff, and I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, we need to start getting me some tougher guys. Like they kind of want me to go pro a little sooner than I want to, so I'm probably not gonna do that though. I'm gonna stay pro. I'm gonna go when I feel the time's right. I'm gonna go pro, but I want to, as an amateur, to at least have 3 or 4 fights where it's gonna be a war. Like I want to know, I want to know I'm gonna be able to hang in there once I got rocked. When I get rocked, I want to know what it's like to get rocked. I want to know I can get out of a choke when I get guillotined, or I want to know I can get out of a Kimura. I want to get pushed to that limit, and I want to know that I'm able to fight and still win it. Like I want to know what I'm capable of before I decide to go pro, because I don't want to figure that out when I go pro and the record matters.
Do you follow the local regional scene and the guys who are around your weight?
No, I just any name they throw in the hat, I say let's go.
I love
I'm
it.
an amateur. It doesn't matter.
Do you have hopes to fight for an amateur title and things like that, or does that stuff not really concern you because you know that the
So
record resets someday?
I was just told today it's pretty much confirmed actually. November 14th, this next card, I should be fighting for the vacant 205 title against a guy named something Bukala, Garrett Bukala. He's a wrestler as well, so I'm really excited for this one because he's a wrestler. It's going to be when wrestlers collide, a lot of standing and banging happens. It's just
Yeah.
how it goes usually because they both don't want to figure it out. I'm down to wrestle. I do a lot of jiu-jitsu and stuff, so I'm down for it. But I'm also down to bang, so I'm excited for this one. He looks way tougher. He's 3-0. I'm 2-0. Somebody's O's got to go.
You talked about weight classes, middleweight up to 205. You've gone all the way up to heavyweight in your wrestling days.
Sure.
What's your ideal weight class?
185.
Okay.
When I go pro, I'd like to fight 185. As I get older, bump up to 205. I'm definitely not a heavyweight for sure. As an amateur, I'd fight a heavyweight match. Like if I can't fight an opponent and they're just like, "Hey, we got a heavyweight that wants to fight," I'd be down for it. Whatever. That's cool. Once I decide to go pro, probably until I'm a little older or I can't make that weight anymore, 185 will be my domain. But after that, then it'll probably just be 205. I'd like to stay around 185 right now though.
12 months from now, how many fights do you think you have?
12 months. If you're not, I don't know, because of Thailand, they
Yeah.
fight like weekly and like bi-weekly. Like there's just life there. So there's gonna be a lot there. But I'll just go off of MMA fights. So I'm gonna have 3 before I leave. When I come back, it's 3 months. A year from now, I would like to have at least 10. At least 10 all underneath my belt. As long as I don't get like pieced up or whatever. If I need time to heal, I'm gonna let my body heal. But besides that, if it keeps rolling like this, I'm gonna keep it going. Yeah, I like to have about 10.
Well, I think just about everyone is excited to see what the next couple of years look like for you. 5-year plan in terms of how high and how far you want to go in this sport. What are the goals for you?
I couldn't even say there's no real paved way, for MMA. Like an MMA career stuff, there's no paved way, there is no right road, there is no anything. So day by day, I'm gonna train. As long as every day I'm gonna train as hard as I can. on the things I need to work and the things I don't need to work. I'm gonna just train everything. I'm gonna get better, get good. And every situation I'm in, I'm gonna take the best option I can in that situation. If I could see myself in 5 years, I would love to see me in the UFC. Like every man's dream, you know. UFC or one, I'd love to fight for one. They're a good organization as well. I watch them all the time. So I would either on the UFC roster or the one roster in 5 years. That'd be like that's my dream. How's that?
Jett, we are so lucky that we get to watch this whole career play out. You have been sensational so far and looking forward to the future as well. Can't wait for it. November 14th as well. A little bit of breaking news. We'll get that on paper and looking forward to the promotional material on that as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir. Of course. Thank you. I appreciate you, Blake.